Yo, what's going on, you guys? You guys just saw me get my 5-star Destroyer STATCAST Relic. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But now we have the BATTLEREALM BRAWL Throwback. So I know there's a lot of Crucible stuff going on, but right now I'm going to go through the BATTLEREALM BRAWL Throwback, the FinTech Path to Victory quest. So I accidentally did a little bit of it, but the thing you want to keep in mind is, there's so many objectives, but the thing you want to keep in mind with this quest specifically are these down here. So these 4 down here for all 4 paths, you have to use specific champions. So I'll go through the first path with you guys, then I'll just let the video play on its own. So let's start with path 1, obviously. So you have to use Shuri, Ebony Maw, and Scorpion, and it goes in that order. So Shuri, Ebony Maw, Scorpion. Yeah, I accidentally wasted time doing that with whatever champions I wanted, so kind of sucks, but I'm gonna go in with Ebony Maw with no relic. Honestly, I don't want to change my relic. And then Scorpion, no relic as well, and Shuri. So you have to go by these objectives because it gives you a ton of Summoner's Fest points. And I know there's already like all these relic, Crucible. There's a lot of fun going on right now, but this quest gives you a lot of points in here, which right now you can get a free Titan Crystal if you get up to this milestone, and 7-star Patriot or MODOK. I don't know why you picked MODOK though, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can get. This mainly gives you the points for Summoner's Fest. So let's go through first path, and then I'll leave you guys on your own. So this is just a little guide. I know it basically tells you who to use and what to do, but real quick before getting into this fight, these are the main nodes you want to worry about. So whenever a buff expires on the defender, you have to land a heavy attack or special attack within 5 seconds, or you are faltered. And if you do that, the other champion is faltered. So there also is Feat of Indestructible. So when they reach 2 bars of power, they gain an indestructible buff, causing them, obviously to ignore damage. And then also when the attacker reaches 1 bar of power, the defender gains a power gain buff, which gives them a bar of power. So yeah, just not too hard, but it still can be a little tricky. So you get a power gain here, and then if he gets to a special 2, that's gonna be here, let me just turn this on. That's gonna be a lot of damage. That's gonna not be a lot of damage, but he's gonna go indestructible. So I'm not gonna get him to here. I'll get him to 2 bars of power now. So he's gonna, or he's not gonna go indestructible. I think it's because of his own concussions or something. But yeah, the power gain is working, and the falter shows up like it did right there because buff expired on him. But yeah, Shuri's gonna work for this fight. You don't really gotta worry about the nodes too much, honestly. I'm not even keeping track really. You can get to a special 3 though, which kind of sucks. It's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna use my heavy attack there to not get faltered. But yeah, whenever a buff expires, whenever a buff on the defender expires. So yeah. And then whenever the attacker reaches 2 bars of power, so not the defender, honestly. Okay, still getting the hang of this a little bit, but it's not that difficult. And as we can see, I actually got 2 of these objectives here. So one was using Shuri, and the other one was also using Shuri because because Atuma is also on every path. It just counts. That just counted for this objective too. So a little bit tricky, but you just have to go by the special quests and what champions it says to use. So I'll use Ebony Maw and then Scorpion, and then I'll leave you guys to it with the rest of the video, kind of me going through the quest. Now I don't really know how to use Ebony Maw here, but it shouldn't be that bad if I just know how to play the game. Or I can nullify that, I think. Or not. I thought I could nullify that. I can nullify that Fury, though. I haven't used Ebony Maw in a while. Nullify that Fury. Okay, now I think I have all my, like, charges or whatever for Ebony Maw, and then I guess I'll just heavy attack. He has power gain again. I don't want to die because I could definitely just slip up easily. Okay. There's some falter. He's gonna degen. Let's wait for one more falter. And then I'll throw this. Alright, I almost got faltered myself. That was a little bit of a tight, like a little bit of a tight squeeze for that special 2. Decent damage. It's just tricky because I gotta use Ebony Maw. Now I'm faltered. Okay, great. Yeah. So you can definitely slip up in this quest, especially with these objectives that we gotta do for the points. Let's go with this. Good damage. I have to use Ebony Maw here, so I really don't want to die. No kidding, but just kind of okay. The reverb. Alright, the reverb did not. Alright, cool. I think the reverb only activates from physical damage or something, but that was a little bit tough. Okay, and lastly we have Photon. I'll just use Rupture because why not? But yeah, now we have Photon. So this quest is just kind of, I mean, there's so much to do. There's Battlegrounds with the Crucible, you know, plural, because there's a lot of Crucibles you can do. There's a normal Crucible with Revive, you know. There's just a lot of Crucible action right now. And then there's this that a lot of people will probably forget about. So I'm just doing this first to get it out the way. But it's honestly not that bad. Just gotta make sure I'm playing right. So, great. She's probably just gonna throw that. I'll just let her throw it. Is she not unblockable? Why is she not unblockable? Now she is. And I don't think I've like ever parried her special attacks to avoid the unblockable. I think that's how she works, right? You parry her special attacks to avoid the unblockable during her pure light form, I think. I think I just did it right. I don't know. Usually I just eat the special 2 or whatever, but this time I'm actually trying to not die. Okay, well. There's the falter I didn't worry about. And now she has the indestructible. So I'm at 2 bars of power. I'll throw this. And pretty much dead. She's almost dead. I don't want her to throw that. I'll go for 2 combos. Alright, she's dead. So yeah, that's this quest. Just a little commentary. And then I'll show you guys just kind of the other paths. This is just in case, you know, anyone needs a guide out there, just is struggling a little bit, or, you know, I want to make sure I cover a lot of the new stuff, new content. So that's the first quest. And as you can see, I got all of these points. So it looks like we can get 15,000. This would be 30,000, then 45,000. And so yeah, we can get 60,000 Summoner's Fest points, I'm pretty sure, from doing those objectives. And there's even more up here with the mini crucible, you know, the mini crucible right here. I don't know why there's only 2 chapters, but you get more Summoner's Fest points there. However, it's not really worth it, honestly. It's just a little bit of Summoner's Fest points, and I don't even think you get any rewards for this. And you have to use 2 stars. So, yeah, a bit difficult, but that's gonna do it for this first quest, not for the video. And I'll get on to the next paths, because I just did the one path. I'll get on to the next paths right now. Alright guys, we're on the last path, and as you can see, I'm using Onslaught because obviously some of these quests were claimed for other quests. So like defeating Atuma with Shuri for path 4 was already completed on another one of these quests right here. Defeat Atuma with Shuri. So it doesn't really matter what path you do it on, as long as you do it, it'll claim for the other quests or special objectives or whatever it's called. So I'm gonna use Atuma for this fight, not what's her name, Shuri. And yeah, it's just the main things are like, I don't know, the defenders are pretty important, but I mean there's that power gain, there's the falter, indestructible. I think the falter's not that bad, just a few seconds. But the hardest fight was definitely the Doom versus Hulkling. I don't think any of these are going to be harder, because I don't know why you have to use Doom for Hulkling, but that is literally. I also don't know why Doom is not able to counter Hulkling in the first place, but Doom is just not a counter for Hulkling. Hulkling counters Doom, so it's kind of weird. I don't know. But yeah, alright, there goes the first fight. And then they want us to use abs for Terrax, which is perfect. So we'll just blitz and blaze through this Terrax and blast through Root form. But honestly, you can go to Magma form as well. However, you do take some damage against Terrax when you're using abs, man. But then you start doing this kind of damage to him, and he's dead. So, I love abs, man. I love my absorbing man. Alright. Last fight is Spider-Ham for Doom. And yeah, we get a lot of Summoners Fest points for this, and the reason why it's important is because, you know, we can all get, or you guys individually can get yourselves that free Titan Crystal, depending on how many points you have. And this gets you a lot of points. This gets community a lot of points, so we can get even better milestones in the Summoners Fest. But yeah, after this, I think I'm gonna do the mini Crucible, maybe a video on that. Not the 2-star one. I don't know. Either way, that is gonna do it for the Fintex quest. There's a lot to do, Battleground, Crucible, but Fintex quest is this quest is like the easiest. So it's kind of the most straightforward because you have these objectives. But yeah, there we go. Honestly, the mini Crucible is for the Summoners Fest points if you need them, but I don't really need those points. But yeah, you do get a ton of points here. So I'm gonna go ahead and claim, what did I even say this was, like 60,000 or something, like 65,000 or something. I forget, but it's a lot of free points, and the game is kind of bugging. I don't know why it's moving up like that, but yeah, not that many bugs on this release date or like update this Wednesday, so pretty good. And then I'm sitting at around probably 200k. Yeah, that's what I thought. So 200k, I get all of these milestones, but the main one is up here. If it lets me scroll, it's 275,000. So that's gonna take a little bit to get to, but yeah, free 65,000 points is pretty good. So that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all very soon.